He said, Jim, show them how much money they could
All right.
potentially be saving
I had
in
a problem.
taxes
I
throughout the
think
course of their lifetime
I
by
turned
using the
off my
techniques
live
that
stream
we're
by accident, so I had to do it.
All right, figuring out what to convert, when to convert, how much to convert, or by helping them figure out if they should be using the Roth within their 401k. Almost everybody nowadays has the Roth as a choice, but people struggle with that decision. And these are people in their 50s or 60s too. And Jim, once you show people the numbers,
my fault.
The tax savings looks significant for that person because a Roth is not for everybody. But if the tax savings is significant, 200 grand, 400 grand, 600 grand of tax savings throughout the course of their lifetime, Jim, people are probably going to want to work with you on an ongoing basis to help you, help in navigating through that tax strategy, through that journey. So those who have been listening know that I've been offering to do these financial plans and tax plans at the end of each show for a handful of people. And we're about to wrap up today's show, and I'm going to make the same offer to everybody listening right now. This one's going to be a little bit different. I want you to have $250,000 saved for retirement, and that's in your 401ks or your other savings, just not including real estate. And just for today, right, I'm going to offer this for people who were born between 1951 and 1969. And here's the reason why I want to focus on that particular age group. Here's why. Because last March, our nation passed the $39 trillion debt mark. $39 trillion of national debt. And if you go to Google, type this in yourself. See it with your own eyes. Type in when is the debt likely to become unsustainable? All right. A lot of these articles are calling for somewhere in the next 10 or 20 years. And in that period of time, the people who are born between 1951 and 1969, they are going to be at the age where you're going to be required to take these withdrawals from your IRAs and your 401ks. The RMDs is what I'm talking about. And that's the same age group that now coincidentally has serious balances built up in these retirement accounts. Thanks to the last 15 years, the market went through a growth cycle. And it's the same people that could be giving back more of that balance if taxes end up going up, which is quite likely, in my professional opinion. They got to pay it somehow. The debt is like a big elephant in the room. And if the taxes go up at the same time, right around when those folks of those age groups are likely to take the required minimums, which are 100% taxable, that could be problematic. And look, right now, thanks to this big, beautiful bill that President Trump has put forward for us, taxes are something like the second lowest they've ever been in American history, literally right now as we speak. So we don't want to be ignoring that, and we want to be protecting our nest egg, especially if it could be negatively impacted with taxes down the road, higher taxes down the road. And our nation's debt is just growing and growing. There's no signs of this thing stopping. So I use sophisticated tax planning software, and it can show us really how to smooth things out. Right, and we want to be able to see if switching some money to Roth, if it could potentially save you some money in taxes down the road. Sometimes no. So let's see what the computer gives us as some sort of guidance. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to announce the phone number, and I'm going to tell this for the next 5 people who call the phone number I'm about to give. But again, I want you to be born between the age of 1951 and 1969. For this particular offer, 250 grand or more, and I will personally, I will do this for you, build you a tax plan, retirement plan, and an income plan. And here's the number to call right now. Grab your phone. The number is 610-894-7415. Again, 610-894-7415. And I can build this for you really easily. We can do it over like a phone call. We can do it like a Zoom video conference. That's my preference. People love them. You don't have to drive or sit in traffic. Great little exercise if you've never had a true financial plan done for you. You do it right over a Zoom. You can come visit me. I've got a beautiful office in Radnor, right off the Blue Route, not far from King of Prussia, right behind the Radnor Hotel on Lancaster Ave. The building I'm in is the Radnor Financial Center for the folks that know that area. So look, if you're listening to all of this and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I do have some significant money built up in my retirement accounts. But I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan on how I'm going to utilize this money with the hopes of paying the IRS the least amount of tax. I don't have a tax plan. I don't have a game plan for how much to pass on this money to my kids, especially if you don't spend that much throughout retirement and your Social Security checks are going to cover most of your expenses. Then you don't want your kids getting blindsided by taxation and losing big portions of their inheritance if they don't need to. All right. And we can think about that other guy, still laugh about this. We don't want to be skipping leg day when it comes to our financial plan. We want it more rounded, well-rounded. We've got to make sure it's comprehensive. If your current advisor or current 401k company isn't helping you with it, I will. So grab your phone. All right, we're about to close out the show. We're at the peak of tax season. All right, everyone's getting those little 1099 tax forms. Nowadays, we don't want big 1099 tax forms because we didn't do any planning today. Right? So let's help in minimizing, do it when we can to help in minimizing our taxes. Now, let's set up a game plan today at our current age. So here's the phone number one last time, 1959 to 1969. People between those ages, those years, call me now. 610-894-7415 for the next 5 callers. My receptionist will set the time. We'll talk later this week.
If you're driving down the road and you know that there is going to be traffic or an obstruction going down the line that's going to derail your trip, and you can reach how many times you find ways to get around that to reduce that impact. The same sort of thing when it comes to taxation. Almost certainly, we just hit $39 trillion in debt. Going to have to go up at some point in the future. So why not find ways to minimize, if not outright eliminate that obligation down the line? That Jim Cipriotti put his 27 plus years of experience to work for you. Give a call 610-894-7415 or go online to the website, retirereadyfg.com. As always, I want to thank you for joining us right here on Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, powered by the Retire Ready Financial Group. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Stay safe out there. Take care of one another. Jim, appreciate the time as always. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with the final word.
Well, great, Chris. Hopefully I lit a spark enough for those listening to see what we can do nowadays so that we can prepare for taxes down the road. We don't want to be creating a big pool of money that needs to be taxed and faced with higher taxes down the road if this debt continues to grow and grow. So look, everyone have a fantastic week. Enjoy the springtime and looking forward to next time.
If you have questions or concerns about reaching your retirement goals, then give Retire Ready Financial Group a call, 610-894-7415, or visit online at retirereadyfg.com.
Investment advice offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, Pennsylvania registered investment advisor, able to provide investment advice in states where it is registered, exempt, or excluded from registration. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment products. Investments involve the risk of loss, including possible loss of principal. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here. Content provided is obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but cannot be guaranteed as to the accuracy of opinions.
This program is paid for by Retire Ready Financial Group. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Retire Ready Financial or their guests and do not reflect the views of WPHT or Odyssey. Today's program is pre-recorded.
WPHT, WPHT, WOGL-HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free audio.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by DEA Take Back Day.
I'm Claire Bosch.
Regardless what happens, we win. We've totally defeated that country.
President Trump today on the historic face-to-face talks underway between the U.S. and Iran in Pakistan aimed at ending the war. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb has more from Islamabad.
What exactly has been discussed? It's been very difficult to get information from inside the room, but we do know what the key issues are. Those issues are, of course, one of the oldest issues dividing the U.S. and Iran, that is Iran's nuclear program, but this new issue, the Strait of Hormuz, that narrow body of water which Iran controls part of, which has become recognized during the Six-Day War, which has really seen around 20% of the world's energy essentially grind to a halt.
The Washington Post says the Manhattan District Attorney is now investigating a sexual assault claim against California Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell, who's running for governor. Legal expert Levinson.
Even though Swalwell continues to deny the allegations, when it gets to the point where a district attorney's office is opening a formal investigation, it's very clear that there's something, although we don't know how much, behind these allegations. And that's probably why Swalwell's supporters have withdrawn their support and have encouraged him to get out of the race.
Artemis II Commander Reed Weissman and his crewmates appeared at a NASA event in Houston one day after their splashdown.
24 hours ago, the Earth was left out the window and we were doing Mach 9, and here we are back in Ellington at home.
The moon flyby was the first lunar mission in half a century. A man has been arrested in connection with a warehouse fire in California. More from CBS's Kelly O'Brien.